Hey guys, it's Sarah, and it's been a minute since I've been on BookTube, so I'm sorry about that. April's been pretty crazy. I haven't had a ton of time to film, and when I do have time, I've just been choosing to do other things, I'll be completely honest. But I'm currently working on my schedule to kind of make sure I carve out time to do some filming, and I can pre-film, and I can film a bunch of videos at one time, so I'm not feeling like I don't have time. I'm kind of getting it all done ahead of time, and then I can schedule it throughout the month. So that's something I'm currently working on, but I have a few minutes here this morning. My children are home, so hopefully they're not going to be too loud. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I wanted to show you some of the books that I bought in April. I'm not planning to buy any more or receive any more this month. As far as I know, I haven't been contacted any further than what I've already gotten. So I just wanted to show you what I have real quick, and let's do it. So I do have 11 books here to show you, and I know that I kind of put myself on a little bit of a book buying ban, and I've been pretty proud of how I've been doing, actually. I haven't been going book shopping a ton, and when I do, I plan for it. And I was trying to do, read 3 before I can buy 1, which I pretty much have been doing, but I also wanted to do like a 1 in, 1 out rule. That's a little bit more difficult because I have to read 3, and one of those has to be one that I'm willing to get rid of. But if I read them all on my Kindle, does it count? If I read library books, does it count? So it's been a little weird. So I might have to rethink my strategy for this. But I have been accumulating very slowly, and then I have been getting rid of a little bit slowly too. So the first 3 books I'm going to show you are books in a series, and that is the Infernal Devices series by Cassandra Clare. I got these really pretty new, these are the newer American editions, and I really like how the spines make the cityscape here, and it has the characters from each of the books there. So book number 1 is Clockwork Angel. Book number 2 is Clockwork Prince, and then book number 3 is Clockwork Princess. So I went ahead and just bought this series because I know I'm 99.9% sure I'm going to love it. So I was like, I might as well just go ahead and buy them. I have the Mortal Instruments series already as well. This is a full huge world that I want to get into this year and just kind of work my way through all of them. Ask me if I've done it yet. I have not even started, but I'm ready for these when the time comes for me to pick these up. So all 3 of these. The next 5 books that I got, I picked up at Goodwill. I go in there, I'm trying to only go once a month on Mondays because our local Goodwill, I don't know if this is nationwide or not, but ours personally on Mondays is 25% off everything. So if I do stop in, I stop in on a Monday because the books are going to be a lot cheaper, and I found some really good deals. So the first one that I found is called Eve, and this is written by William Paul Young. This is a Christian fiction book, and William Paul Young is the one who wrote The Shack, which I have not read yet. It's on my bookshelf. I need to get to that soon too, but this is his newest release, and I have seen it in the stores, and I've always been intrigued to pick it up, but I was like, I don't know. I haven't read The Shack yet. I don't know how I'm going to feel about all this stuff, but then I saw it at Goodwill, and it was like $1.50, and I said, okay, all right, I'm doing it. This next one I found at Goodwill is actually the second edition of this that I purchased. The first one I got at a library sale last year, and I got it for like 10 cents, and still haven't read it, but I found this edition at Goodwill, and it was $1.50 again. So it was just a lot prettier, so I kind of just switched them. So I'm buying this one, and in turn I put my other one into the donation box because the cover was not as pretty. But that is Their Eyes Were Watching God by Zora Neale Hurston. This is considered a classic, I think. It's definitely older. I think this was written in the 20s, I believe. I don't really know. Alice Walker blurbed it, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, modern classics. So I just love this cover. It's beautiful. It's the florals and this really pretty maroon color. I just love the cover so much. And even though, since I haven't read it yet, I was like, well, let me just go ahead and get the prettier edition, and then I'll donate my older kind of cheapy one. So just prettier. Another Goodwill find was The Last Letter from Your Lover by Jojo Moyes. Jojo Moyes wrote Me Before You, which I just read and I loved. And I also read another one of her books last year that I loved as well. So I'm kind of realizing I want to read all her books. So yeah, found this one for super cheap on a Monday, and I was like, I'm going to go ahead and pick it up. So yeah, I definitely want to get into more of her books. This next one, I looked at it for a while before I ended up picking it up. I was like, I might as well. It's cheap. It's here. I've never read this author before, but I've heard very good things. So I got Cat's Eye by Margaret Atwood, and I like this cover a lot. This is like my favorite color, so that's pretty cool. I don't know what it's about. I want to go into it blind. I've never read Margaret Atwood, but I know a lot of people who really love her. You know, she's one of their favorite authors, and she's a big deal. So I just figured, sure, we'll try it. And the last one that I got at Goodwill is one that I'm not going to read in the foreseeable future. It's something just to kind of add to my collection because it's a different edition of a series that I absolutely love, one of my favorite series of all time. And I actually saw this book in Hastings a while ago, and I was flipping through it and I was fascinated by it, but it was like $30. I'm like, not happening in my book. But then I found it at Goodwill. I was like, I'm so glad I didn't because I got it for $1.50, guys. The Da Vinci Code. This is a special illustrated edition. So as you can see, it's a kind of a bigger is what I can say. But this is the book. It's the actual text in here. And then it has illustrations of some of the artwork that they talk about and the places in Italy that they go. And let me find another good one. Here's a good one of one of the buildings that they're talking about. And then, you know, it's the text of the actual book. So I thought it was really cool. It really gives you that, the visuals, because they talk about all these buildings in Italy, but I've never been to Italy, so I don't know what half these buildings look like. I found myself Googling a lot, especially if something was such a big part of the story. I would Google it to see what it looks like, to see, you know, kind of get the visual, and this already has it in there. So I love that. Like I said, I've already read this book, so I don't know if I'm going to be rereading it from this like anytime soon, definitely. But eventually I probably will. I think it's really cool. I may get a hankering to read it, but I'm so happy that I didn't spend $30 on it when I ended up only spending $1.50. So score for that one. This next book is one that I purchased myself on Amazon, and it was a library book that I was in the middle of when I had to take it back, and I couldn't renew it because I was out of renewals, and I was really upset because I was really enjoying it. So I just went ahead and bought a copy because I was like, I know I'm going to love it. I'm only 83 pages in, and I absolutely love it so far. So I went ahead and picked up Redeeming Love by Francine Rivers. This is the 20th anniversary edition, which I didn't realize when I bought it, but I really like it, and it's actually kind of textured. Like you can feel there's bumps and ridges and stuff in here. So it's really pretty. I really like this a lot. And yeah, I am, like I said, I'm 83 pages in, and it's beautiful. It's really beautiful so far. I am trying to get through a review book right now, so I have put it down just for right now, but it's sitting by my bed and it looks at me every day and I'm like, I want to pick you up again. So I am planning to finish it this month, but it's definitely not a speed read for me. I'm really just taking my time and enjoying it. And yeah, so far it's beautiful and I'm really loving it. So I have a feeling this is going to be one of my favorites. And these last two books I have to talk about are both books that I received for review. The first one I got from a site called Blogging for Books, and it's where you can request books and you get sent it no problem. It's not like a approval or anything. You just have to have good standing with the website. So I went ahead and requested The Library at Mount Char by Scott Hawkins. I'm not 100% sure what this is about, but I've seen it going around a little bit and I've heard good things. So I think this has to do a little bit with magical realism, I believe. But yeah, so we'll see. I'm going to try to get to this here in the next month or two and see what I think. And then this last one I received the other day by complete surprise. I did not request it. I was not contacted about it. They just sent it to me and I was like, sweet. This I got from Anchor Books, which is a division of Penguin, I believe. And that is The Knockoff by Lucy Sykes and Joe Piazza. And this is coming out in trade paperback in May, so that's why I received it. It's been out in hard copy since last year, but they're releasing the paperback copy now. And the blurb on it basically is The Devil Wears Prada meets All About Eve. And I've never read All About Eve, but I love The Devil Wears Prada. It's one of my top 10 favorite books. So I was like, done, sold. So I'm really happy they sent it to me. I've never heard of it. And it sounds very interesting. It's pretty much about a woman who is the head of a magazine, but she goes on some leave or takes some time off. Someone else steps in for her and kind of changes things around. So she comes back and is trying to adjust to all these new changes and trying to figure out if she wants to go with them or if she wants it done the old school way, the way that she was. So she's kind of trying to figure all that kind of stuff out. Sounds interesting. I'm excited to read it and get into it this summer, most definitely this summer. I'll try to get to it soon so I can do a review for it. But yeah, so thank you, Penguin, for sending me this and thinking of me. I'd never heard of it, but I'm super excited to read it now. And that's it, guys. That's all I got. Um, Pretty good, I think. I still struggle a little bit with buying more than I'm actually reading off my shelves, mainly because I'm also going to the library now and I'm reading more on my Kindle. But you know, I am still being pretty picky about what I'm reading. If I'm picking something up, I'm not just going to get it because it's pretty or get it because, whatever. It's generally something I want to read. And I'm still comfortable with how my bookshelves look right now. All right, that's it for me. So leave me a comment down below. Let me know if you guys have purchased any books, which ones you're excited to read. And if you've read any of these, let me know with no spoilers, please. Okay, I will be back again soon. I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.